You know why I like peaches? Because they look like little hearts. And hearts are the cornerstone of life. You came to the right place if you wanted to find out more information about Francis Victus. Between this building and the archives, you won't find older information about the town of Victus. It can't be ignored that this town wouldn't be here without the generosity and hard work of Francis Victus. Being a farmer, Francis saw that the soil here was very fertile and could grow almost anything, all kinds of things, especially the best darn peaches you've ever tasted. All the produce is absolutely the best and has helped Francis raise an incredible fortune, which is impossible to determine, but is not kept in vain, mind you.
This is the story of Francis Victus. Francis came and planted peach seeds. The seeds grew into a lot of trees. The trees made tasty peaches that we all could eat. Francis then helped build a town that we named the town of Victus. The peaches helped us make pies, juice, and other good stuff. To this day, we all eat the peaches that Francis planted, and it makes us all happy. Thank you, Francis.
It's my duty to keep the historical records of the town of Victus. Originally, this used to be a small schoolhouse until Francis built the new one down the road. The original schoolhouse fit about 5 to 10 children, none of which were Francis's, since Francis never had any children. But ever since Francis founded this town, we've all been supported like we were Francis's own children. Now almost every child in Victus is going to or has graduated from college on scholarships supplied by donations from Francis Victus alone.
I'm Peachy. I'm the town mascot. Francis really gave me a purpose in life. In this economy, it's hard for an actor to get work, and I've been turned down everywhere except here. Yeah, this costume may get hot and smelly in the summer, but I don't care. Behind these big eyes and this big smile is a doctoral student who likes to make people happy.
Growing up here, I first heard of Francis in kindergarten. Francis is a champion, and I wanted to be a champion too.
I've worked in a few slow towns, but nowhere has beat this place. The worst crime you've ever had? One time, our Wi-Fi went out for a few hours. That day.
Francis gave me a scholarship to go to the university.
I think we all know who to thank for the Francis Victus wing at the hospital.
And I work in that wing.
Yeah, most of these trucks were donated by Francis. I think we're expecting a new one in about a year or so.
I love Francis. You've got to love Francis. We have a lot to be thankful for.
Some people's love for Francis can be overwhelming. There's a group called Victus's Victories, and they're his followers.
Is Francis Victus my hero? Yeah. Seriously. I don't even love my own dad as much as I love Francis Victus. And my dad is cool with that. We do a lot of work in the community. We try to do the groundwork that maybe Francis just doesn't have the time for nowadays. That sort of thing. We handle the scholarships, the donations, anything else Francis needs. We become so inspired by Francis's infinite generosity, and we do what we can. Every single day, we hope to make Francis proud.
Everybody loves Francis. You gotta love Francis. But did you know there's another name that this town would be nothing without? Have you ever heard of it? The Avaricia family. That's my family. Some of the true founders of this town. Never got along with Francis. Scuzzball. And now, thanks to Francis, This office is all I've got left.
Eddie was the light of my life. He was so full of passion and warmth. And now, look at him. He's nothing. He's worthless. Eddie became very ill after he had a very nasty fall. It was awful. It was so unnecessary. He can barely talk or move now. I'll tell you this, Francis Victus is a cheapskate. Francis has donated to the schools, to the police department. What about us? What about money for us? What about money for Eddie?
I don't know. I really don't know. I tried so many times to meet Francis to say thank you, but I could never get a meeting. I had a scholarship when I was younger, and then I joined the Victories in my teens, and I worked at the orchard for a little bit, but I could never set up a meeting. That's just weird to me. I've tried to run away before, but I didn't really have any money to go anywhere else.
Hi. Hi. Here's the peach. After you bite it, make sure it doesn't get stuck in between your teeth.
Okay. I don't think this place is really for me.
It's an illusion that Francis Victus has shrouded this town in. That it's a paradise. I don't blame people. I feel sorry for them. I mean, there's one thing that Francis doesn't understand about generosity. You've got to be responsible about it. You can't just go giving to anyone. But look, let's put it this way. My family used to own this land. Then Francis Victus comes along, buys the land. Then he finds out that this is great farmland. Starts growing fruit all over the place. Great fruit. But does he give my family any of the profits?
Who is Francis Victus? He's very different from who he used to be. He was a very poor man and most likely came from a poor family. He was originally a butcher and he loved it, but he cut off his right hand in an accident one day. When he arrived here, he started farming, and he was brilliant. He found a way to farm with just one hand.
I don't think she ever liked being a butcher. She faced a lot of prejudice for it, being a female and coming from a long line of butchers and hunters. I think that's what inspired her to grow peaches, to get away from hurting animals. I've heard that rumor too, that she didn't have a right hand, but that's very debatable.
The archivist said that? Really? Let's see what you had to say about this. You see, Francis was not a woman in the slightest, and he'd lost his hand in a butchering accident. Right there.
He loves that photo.
I always heard he was a man, but that he lost his hand in World War II. The war taught him to love order and the law.
The name Francis has an E in it, doesn't it?
Francis was actually a Dutchman, and a lot of people don't know this, but Francis is a Portuguese name, which means he who rides the summer wind, which is ironic because, as we all know, Francis was born in November.
I don't think there's anything correct about what you just said.
No, I don't think Francis is dead. I've never seen a headstone for Francis down at the cemetery where I like to chillax sometimes.
Francis Victus was nothing short of a war hero, okay? In World War II, he saved an entire submarine full of American soldiers from sinking after being hit by a torpedo.
What am I supposed to think? The people at the orchard don't even know what Francis looks like. Or where Francis even is. Assuming Francis is anywhere.
Assuming Francis is anywhere? Look, that little ungrateful punk is just wasting your time. If you knew Francis Victus, you'd know how hurtful it is to even question his existence.
Have you ever met Francis?
Excuse me?
Well, I mean, have you ever talked to him? Have you ever met him before?
No.
I think what that young woman is trying to say is that Francis's impact is felt in memory. But where is he now? Huh? Yeah, that's what she's trying to say. And you know, I think that 100% of the beneficial effect to this town is due to the Avaricia family. That's what she was trying to say.
Yeah, that's not what I'm saying.
Of course Francis Victus exists. Look at us. We're all suffering because Francis Victus is a sick, twisted, evil man or woman.
There's so much that people don't know about him or care to know about him. I mean, how could you not care about the person that gave this town life? The person who gave us lives. It makes me cry every time somebody says that they don't know him. And I know it makes them cry too. It's not fair. I mean, it's really unfortunate. I mean, look at this environment, for example, okay? These tall trees, these beautiful plants, these sharp blades of grass. It is not fair. It is extremely unfortunate. We have so much fruit, not just the peaches. And the peaches are fantastic. Have you had a peach? Are you sure? How many peaches have you had? Because if you haven't had at least 5, then you are not eating enough peaches, okay?
If you want to get on my level, some people will say it takes hard work, or perseverance, or skill. None of that is true. The only thing it takes is being the best. It's nice knowing you're the best at something. And what's even better is knowing that other people know you're the best at something. I only have Francis to thank for all of my greatness. And this medal I won for Francis.
The Avaricia family flag. My great uncle was the big cheese in this town. Ran the best clothing company in this part of the country. Until Francis Victus came along, bought it, demolished it. Think of all those employees without a job. I don't know how that scuzzball could sleep at night. Then he called the government. They came around sticking their noses in where they don't belong. Yeah. Bo Avaricia's thread company. Greatest company. This was back during the heyday, the glory days.
Oh, are those your uncle's children?
His employees.
Francis Victus ought to be suffocated underneath the pile of money that he or she has got. I'll tell you something else. I don't even like peaches. To me, they look like little hairy butts.
Francis didn't personally leave behind much, but I know we have some things around here you might find interesting.
Told you he had a right hand.
That doesn't prove anything, or that he was a man.
Shut up.
This is so like Francis. Always confusing people. Such a scuzzball.
Can I have that back?
Do I have to give it back?
This doesn't really do anything for me. I mean, how do you know that this is really Frances's glove?
Frances has such greedy fingers and won't even lift one to help my husband Eddie.
But I thought Frances didn't have a right hand. What else is a lie?
Well, I mean, this isn't necessarily proof that he or she didn't have a right hand.
Don't give me that. This is all the proof I need. Lies! They're all lies! Liars! Ah!
Are you happy? I hope you're very happy. Answer me. You take this glove and you get out of my town now. Get out!
Don't ask me to calm down. You asked me for my opinion, so I'm going to give it to you. Frances Victus just tossed us aside. Why should I even like Frances Victus?
This is extremely unfortunate. You know what? I knew this day would come.
I should be congratulating you filmmakers. Frances has clouded the minds of these people for too long. Now we don't have to live under that scuzzball anymore. Hey, we could rename the town Avaricia Town. I could be mayor.
Hey! What do you think? You are talking the way you're talking. Stop walking.
Look, I don't want you in.
What are you doing here?
Look, we're trying to film here. Get out of here.
Go clean
Go
up
on,
the beach. Hey, what do you think?
I'm
You're trying to ruin Frances. What are you doing here?
I got him up, but I'm not afraid to use it. Get out! Get out!
This is so unfair. I am very upset right now, and this is extremely unfortunate. I am angry, I am furious, and I will not take it anymore. I will not take this anymore. Will not take this anymore, and I'm not joking this time either.
It's getting really ugly out there. It's probably because we don't know where the monies or generosities come from, and we want to make sense of that. She did a lot for this town, and people can get very defensive.
You think you know Frances Victus? You think that glove means anything? Get out! All of you! Just get out!
What?
Get out!
Oh. Mayor!
Get out! Get out! Get out!
Jeez.
Man, that was
wild.
That was weird, man.
A little intense, man.
That was a little, oh, what's going on over there?
That is going to be a problem.
Oh, that doesn't look good.
No,
they're coming for us.
Yeah,
they're coming for us. Okay. Oh, this is good footage, though. This is good. This is we gotta go. We gotta go. What's No, I'm Francis.
Hey, back off!
We all suffered. Some places had to close up. Some people lost their jobs.
Times got desperate, and people did too.
We've never been full at the hospital before. We just don't have enough doctors.
All right. So in what year did the Keating-Owens Act pass? Yes.
1916 under President Wilson.
That is correct. Well done. All right. The school was desperate for teachers. Turns out I like teaching. Feels good.
I still think Francis is a man.
I still think Francis is a woman.
The rebuilding process is going very well. We have a lot of hope.
That wasn't my best behavior. I could have handled things better. Which is why I'm not mayor anymore. I took a job here at the orchard along with a lot of other volunteers from town to help clean up and to replant. Replanting will take some time, but I think our next crop will be the best one yet.